Ladies and gentlemen, the Malaysian Ringgit has just hit 321 versus the Sing dollar and is growing further and further into a strong position. And I think there are a lot of reasons why. Where would the Ringgit hit and where would the Malaysian economy go and what's the implication to Singapore and the rest of the world? Let's watch on the video, shall we? The Malaysian Ringgit and the economy of Malaysia is having a historical comeback. After years of massive depreciation, the ringgit have a strong rebound and has hit 4 ringgit 18 versus the USD and 3 ringgit 21 versus Sing dollar. It's the strongest level for a very long time. And Bloomberg called this the biggest annual gain since 2017. And the ringgit's resurgence is a result of many things that the government is doing right in Malaysia. And I think there's a lot of skepticism in the beginning, but now there's a lot of renewed confidence. So it is not just luck. It is really a result of the right strategy and fiscal discipline, monetary prudence, and political right decisions that are made under Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. So there is a lot of subsidy previously that were given, and now they're cutting it back. And now the fiscal positions of the country become more tenable. There's a lot of monetary prudence as well. And the investors are having a lot more confidence and they're all flowing a lot into Malaysia. So this is a good sign for Malaysia. So the Central Bank of Malaysia, Bank Negara, is also doing the country good, maintaining the interest rate at 2.75%, signaling long-term confidence, and they have been maintaining a predictable policy, which contrasts that to a volatile Thai baht or Filipino peso, and where the central bank swing wildly, and that's really very bad. So Malaysia right now is very disciplined, predictable, and credible, and this is exactly what global capital wants. So think about it this way: if I put money into a place, I want to make sure my money is stable, right? I don't want to do a lot of good business, make a lot of profit, and then repatriate back, a lousy sum because of the poor exchange rate. So this is a point of right decision right now by the monetary authority, which is Bank Negara. So in the past, Malaysia has lots of complexity politically, and they were running phenomenal deficit, and they were pursuing a lot of populist kind of policy. Let's hope that Singapore will never go to that. But right now, Prime Minister Anwar is making the right decision. They have cut a lot of subsidy that is unsustainable. It's easy to say, I give the country money, give the people money, and so on, but you can't sustain it, right? So those things that are bleeding the company, he stopped the bleeding or reduced the bleeding significantly. He cut fuel subsidy, rationalized electricity, and make sure that companies right now have to comply. They've introduced computerized payment systems and things like that, so that a lot of the businesses cannot escape taxes. So that will build up the coffers of the country. So I think right now the country is doing well, okay? And foreign investors now view Malaysian government bonds as credit positive. And this is a very good sign for Malaysia. So now there is a strong growth rebound. And let me take a step back and just say this, that whatever Prime Minister Anwar has done in welcoming Donald Trump and doing a great APEC meeting, that has so much strength, adds so much strength to the image of the country and adds so much strength politically and economically to the country. And this is salesmanship at the global stage. And I must say that the Prime Minister has done really well. I don't know him. A lot of people say, why am I saying so much good things about him? Because I think he's really doing something great, and Malaysia has been living without a good leader for many years and decades, right? So I think this is a chance for Malaysia to do well. I wish you all good. I'm a Singaporean, I do stay in Malaysia occasionally as a for holiday and a weekend house, but I must say that that this thing might just lift Malaysia up in a big way. So right now there is a semiconductor export surge in a big way, and many China companies are now using Malaysia as a China plus one to escape some of the taxes and tariffs that Trump is putting on. And right now, the unemployment in Malaysia is very low. The wages are steady. You can't ask for more. So, because the government cut down on the subsidy, the people suddenly have a surge in a lot of prices. It is true. I feel it as well as a quarter resident in Malaysia. But this, I would just say this, it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain, for long-term stability. The country cannot sustain fuel and electrical subsidies that what it used to be. So those debts will cause the ringgit to fall. And when ringgit fall, the prices that imports are coming in are really expensive. So a stronger ringgit will naturally reduce imported inflation over time. So we call this the J curve effect, right? Things will get worse before it get better. And this is exactly now happening, right? The dip is over. Now the J is going up. The ringgit is now going up. And I'll just encourage Malaysians to just bite the bullet and just tahan it for a while. You will get better. Investor sentiment now in Malaysia is getting so strong, right? So right now, the year-to-date performance of the ringgit versus the USD has gone up by 8%. Okay. When I bought my Malaysian house, the exchange rate was a 350. Now it's 321. Okay. And I think it's going to go to maybe $3 in time to come. So I think it's a very strong sign of Malaysian strength. And the amount of foreign reserves right now in Malaysia is now gaining strength as well. So I think it's all good when we see all those foreign direct investment coming in a big way, especially in the Singapore, Johor economic zone, right? So we are the beneficiary as a country of Singapore when our neighbor do well. So as I mentioned just now, the ringgit used to be 350 versus Sing at our peak. Now it's 321. So unfortunately, this also means that our cross-border shopping become more expensive, okay? And the things that we could buy will become more expensive and so on. Property prices will become more expensive, but that's just life. So there are 5 pillars of confidence that we want to look forward to in Malaysia. The most important thing is political stability. There are a lot of talks that Anwar is not popular because he cut some of the subsidies and cost inflation and things like that. I wish that the fellow Malaysians among yourself can see that this is one chance you all can get yourself out of the years of political instability and economic decline. And of course, the Bank Negara consistency reassure global funds, and that's good. The US rate cut is doing the ringgit well as well. And all the things that a good relationship that is built up between Malaysia and US, I think all this will add strength to you. Right now, there is a export recovery in terms of semiconductors, palm oil, and things like that. And your reserves are getting stronger and stronger. I think these are 5-level confidence we can look forward to in Malaysia. Who are the winners? The consumers are the winners. The consumer in Malaysia are winners because imported goods now will become cheaper in real terms. It will take time, but it will become better. The government wins because there's lower subsidy costs. You don't need to run a deficit. The investors will win as well because the foreign direct investment come in will gain in terms of appreciation. I gain in terms of increased valuation of the house because of appreciation of house, because of appreciation of ringgit, right? And the middle class ultimately will do well with a stronger ringgit. So, of course, I can't say the same for people going to a Malaysian shop. I'll be frank with you, I think every Singaporean won't feel too much of it. So who will face the headwind? Well, there are people, right? So the exporters will feel that a stronger ringgit now will price their goods a lot more expensive. So they might be hit. Tourism, they will be hit as well into Malaysia as the ringgit appreciates. And those people who are in the low margin business, they will get hit as well. So for Singaporeans, I just need to say this, your petrol is no longer be as cheap. It's still cheap now. It's just not as cheap. Your groceries will no longer be as cheap. But that's life, right? Okay, property prices have already risen significantly by 5 to 10%, without even factoring the Singapore dollar. And now with the exchange rate, and now with exchange rate will probably rise by 15 to 20%. And I think this is something that we kind of know that's coming. Okay, and right now, Malaysia is really having a transformation. So I would just say this for the last time to all Malaysians: your country is heading towards the right direction. These are responsible reforms that your country is doing, and this short-term pain is worthwhile to take. And I would just say this, that if you were to just hang on there, your country will do even better. And to Singaporeans, a strong Malaysia is better for Singapore, right? In many ways. So I noticed that nowadays weekend, a lot of Malaysian cars come into Singapore for tours, and that's good for Singapore as well. And a stable, strong Malaysia will also benefit Singapore as a potential regional partner. And I'll just say this, that you are seeing the early signs right now to all Malaysians of this recovery. Don't lose it. Let it ride some more. Okay? I'm happy to have your view, and I'll see you tonight for a live stream for sure. Bye-bye.